What if I told you that death speaks to us long before it arrives? That our bodies, in their infinite wisdom, begin preparing us, and our loved ones, for the most natural transition of all? Death isn't the enemy we've been taught to fear. It's a passage that every living soul must take, and according to hospice nurses who've witnessed thousands of peaceful departures, our bodies give us gentle signals along the way. These aren't omens to dread, but whispers of grace that can bring comfort, understanding, and even profound peace to families across Europe and beyond. Today, we're going to explore 6 signs that experienced hospice nurses consistently observe in the days and weeks before an elderly person passes away. These insights come from nurses who've dedicated their lives to providing comfort in those sacred final moments. Nurses who work in hospices from the rolling hills of Tuscany to the quiet villages of rural England, from the mountains of Switzerland to the coastal towns of Portugal. This isn't about creating fear or anxiety. Quite the opposite. When we understand these natural signs, we can respond with love, presence, and the kind of gentle care that transforms the end of life from something frightening into something beautiful. We can be better prepared to offer comfort, to say the words that matter, and to create the peaceful environment our loved ones deserve. These signs aren't medical emergencies. They're nature's way of preparing both the dying and the living for what lies ahead. Let's walk through them together, with the compassion and wisdom that comes from those who've made it their life's work to ease this transition. Sign 1. Increased sleeping and withdrawal. The first sign that hospice nurses notice is perhaps the most misunderstood: increased sleeping and a gradual withdrawal from daily activities and social interactions. Maria, a hospice nurse from Barcelona with over 20 years of experience, describes it this way. It's as if they're slowly turning inward, like a flower closing its petals at the end of the day. They sleep for longer periods, sometimes 18 to 20 hours a day, and when they're awake, they seem distant, as though they're listening to something we cannot hear. This isn't depression or giving up. It's the body's natural way of conserving energy for the most important work of all, the work of letting go. The brain begins to shut down non-essential functions, redirecting what little energy remains toward vital organs. Think of it as the body's way of preparing for a long journey. For families, this can be heartbreaking. Your mother, who once bustled around the kitchen preparing Sunday dinner for the entire family, now sleeps through most of the afternoon. Your grandfather, who never missed the evening news, seems uninterested in the world beyond his bedroom window. But here's what hospice nurses want you to know. This withdrawal isn't rejection of your love. It's preparation. Continue to speak gently to them, hold their hand, play their favorite music softly in the background. They can still hear you, even when they seem far away. Your presence matters more than you know. Sign 2. Changes in breathing patterns. The second sign involves changes in breathing patterns, something nurses call Cheney-Stokes breathing, or simply irregular breathing. Instead of the steady rhythm we're accustomed to, breathing becomes unpredictable. There might be periods of rapid, shallow breaths, followed by longer pauses, sometimes lasting 10 to 30 seconds, before breathing resumes again. For family members experiencing this for the first time, these pauses can be terrifying. Hans, a hospice nurse from Vienna, explains, I always tell families that the body is like an old clock that's winding down. The mechanisms are still working, but the rhythm changes. Those pauses aren't suffering, they're rest. The heart is working harder now, and circulation is slowing down. The body is prioritizing blood flow to the most essential organs, the brain and the heart. This change in breathing is completely natural and, according to nurses, rarely causes distress to the person experiencing it. What can you do during this time? Stay calm. Your anxiety will be felt by your loved one, even if they can't express it. Sit beside them. Breathe slowly and deeply yourself. Sometimes they'll unconsciously match your rhythm. This is a time for presence, not panic. Your steady breathing can be a source of comfort and peace. Sign 3. Decreased appetite and thirst. The third sign is one that distresses families perhaps more than any other: the loss of appetite and thirst. This goes against every instinct we have as caregivers, especially in European cultures where food is love, where sharing meals is how we show care and maintain connection. Your grandmother, who once insisted everyone have second helpings of her famous apple strudel, now pushes away even a spoonful of soup. Your father, who never refused a cup of tea, now turns his head away when you offer him water. This isn't stubborn behavior, it's the body's wisdom at work. As organs begin to slow down, the digestive system requires less fuel. The kidneys process less fluid. Forcing food or drink can actually cause discomfort, including nausea or pain. Ingrid, a hospice nurse from Stockholm, shares a gentle truth. We've been conditioned to believe that not eating means giving up, but in these final weeks, the body has different priorities. It's not about nourishment anymore. It's about letting go gracefully. Instead of focusing on what they won't eat, offer tiny tastes of their favorite things. A small spoonful of ice cream, a sip of their preferred tea, or even just moistening their lips with a damp cloth. These small acts of love are more meaningful than large meals they cannot digest. Sign 4. Skin changes and temperature fluctuations. The fourth sign involves changes to the skin and body temperature that reflect the slowing circulation we mentioned earlier. You might notice that your loved one's hands and feet become cooler to the touch, sometimes taking on a bluish or mottled appearance. Their skin might become paler, and they may feel cold even when the room is warm, or alternate between feeling chilly and feverish. These changes can be alarming, but they're part of the body's natural process of redirecting blood flow away from the extremities toward the vital organs. It's not painful. In fact, many people in this stage report feeling surprisingly comfortable and peaceful. Laurent, a hospice nurse from Lyon, offers this perspective. The body is very intelligent. It knows exactly what it's doing. These skin changes are like a gentle signal. The body is preparing to release its hold on the physical world. What brings comfort during this stage? Gentle warmth. A soft blanket, warm socks, or a heating pad on a low setting can provide physical comfort. But perhaps more importantly, the warmth of human touch, holding their hand, gently stroking their forehead, or simply sitting close enough that they can feel your presence. Sign 5. Restlessness and spiritual searching. The fifth sign often surprises families because it seems to contradict the increased sleeping we discussed earlier. Periods of restlessness, confusion, or what appears to be conversations with people who aren't there. Your loved one might try to get out of bed, reach towards something you cannot see, or speak to family members who passed away years ago. They might talk about needing to go home, even when they're already in their own bedroom, or express worry about unfinished tasks or responsibilities. This isn't dementia or hallucinations in the clinical sense. Hospice nurses believe this is the mind's way of processing a lifetime of experiences and preparing for transition. Many nurses across Europe, from Dublin to Rome, report strikingly similar experiences, patients speaking with deceased spouses, parents, or siblings in the days before they pass. Sister Catherine, who works in a hospice outside Dublin, puts it beautifully. I've learned not to correct them when they speak to their late husband or see their mother in the corner of the room. Who are we to say what they're experiencing isn't real? Perhaps they're already beginning to see beyond the veil that separates this world from the next. During these episodes, respond with calm acceptance. Don't argue with what they're experiencing or try to reorient them to reality. Instead, ask gentle questions. Tell me about your mother. What is she saying to you? Often, these conversations reveal beautiful memories or provide clues about what they need to feel at peace. Sign 6. The final gathering of energy. The sixth and final sign is perhaps the most remarkable, what hospice nurses call terminal lucidity or the rally. a sudden return of energy, appetite, and mental clarity that can occur anywhere from hours to days before death. After weeks of sleeping and withdrawal, your loved one might suddenly wake up alert and talkative. They might ask for their favorite meal, want to see family members, or engage in conversations with a clarity and energy that hasn't been present for months. For families, this can feel like a miracle, a sign that their loved one is getting better. But experienced hospice nurses recognize this as the body's final gift, one last opportunity for connection, for important words to be shared, for closure and love to be expressed. Francesca, a hospice nurse from Florence, describes it as la ultima grazia, the final grace. It's as if the body gathers all its remaining energy for one precious moment of connection. I always tell families to treasure this time, to say what needs to be said, because it's a gift that doesn't last long. During this rally, follow their lead. If they want to talk, listen. If they want to see certain people, help make that happen if possible. If they want to eat, offer small amounts of their favorite foods. This isn't the time for heavy conversations about their condition. It's time for love, for sharing memories, for expressing gratitude, and saying goodbye. As we've explored these 6 signs together, perhaps you've recognized some of them in your own experiences with loved ones. These signs aren't medical conditions to be treated. They're natural parts of the human experience, as normal as birth, growth, and aging. The wisdom that hospice nurses share with us comes from a place of deep compassion and thousands of peaceful passings. They've learned that death, when approached with understanding and love, can be as beautiful as any other sacred moment in life. In many European traditions, death has long been seen not as an ending, but as a transition, a passing from one form of existence to another. Whether you find comfort in religious faith, spiritual beliefs, or simply in the natural cycles of life, these signs can help you approach this time with less fear and more grace. Understanding these signs doesn't make losing someone we love any easier, but it can help us be more present, more prepared, and more at peace with the natural order of life. When we recognize these gentle signals for what they are, the body's wise preparation for its final journey, we can respond with the love, dignity, and respect that our elders deserve. Your presence in those final days and hours matters more than you might imagine. Your voice, your touch, your love, these are the gifts that ease the transition and provide comfort beyond measure. Every person's journey is unique, and not everyone will experience all of these signs or experience them in the same way. But knowing what to look for can help you provide better care, seek appropriate support, and most importantly, cherish the precious time you have together. If you're currently caring for an elderly loved one, or if these words have brought back memories of someone special you've lost, I want you to know that your love made a difference. Whether you were able to be there at the end or not, whether you said everything you wanted to say or not, your love mattered. In the comments below, if you feel comfortable sharing, tell us about a beautiful moment you experienced with someone in their final days. Sometimes these stories of love and grace can bring comfort to others walking this difficult path. And if this video has helped you understand something important about this sacred transition, please subscribe to our channel. We believe in honoring the wisdom of our elders and supporting families through life's most challenging moments. Until we meet again, may you find peace in knowing that love transcends every boundary, including the one between life and whatever comes next. Total word count, approximately 2,200 words. Estimated reading time, 10 to 12 minutes at conversational pace.